In this story, the author draws a pen portrait of his grandmother. He beautifully unfolds his relationship with her, describing her appearance and daily activities. The author recalls his grandmother as a very old lady with a wrinkled face. She was short, fat, and a little stooped in appearance. The author remembers her moving about the house in spotless white, counting the beads of her rosary. The author lived with his grandmother in the village, sharing a good friendship. His grandmother used to wake him up in the morning and get him ready for the school. She would hand over to him the things he required in the school. The author's grandmother always accompanied him to school as it was attached to the temple. It was her habit to carry several stale chapatis for the village dogs. Grandmother used to sit inside the temple, reading holy books, while the narrator learnt alphabets and prayers in the school. The turning point of their friendship came when they moved to the city to stay with the author's parents. Though they shared the same room, his grandmother no longer accompanied him to the school since the author started going in a bus. As years rolled by, they saw less of each other. The grandmother combats her loneliness by feeding the sparrow. The author decides to go abroad for further studies. He was sure that his grandmother would be upset at his departure. On the contrary, she came to the railway station to see him off but didn't show any emotion. She was absorbed in her prayers, telling the beads of her rosary. She silently kissed the author's forehead, which the author considered to be the last sign of their physical contact. On the day of his return, she didn't pray. She collected several ladies of the neighborhood and sang songs related to the homecoming of the warriors. The next day, she was taken ill. Grandmother knew that her end was near. She decided to spend the last few hours of her life reciting prayers and telling her beads. Soon her lips stopped moving and she died. Thousands of sparrows scattered around her dead body. The sparrows mourned the death of the grandmother in utter silence. They ignored the breadcrumbs thrown to them by the author's mother.